Good afternoon, fam. Dr. Wallace dropping in on you. I hope that everybody is having a good day. I'm dropping in on you to talk to you about something I introduced maybe a couple of weeks ago, and that is that the Visionetics Institute is offering training courses, organized and accredited training courses for some of the high demand skills that are going to move you into this decade from 2020 to 2030. The workforce and the work environment is shifting, and a lot of hands-on skills are being outsourced or automated out. A lot of certificates and degrees are losing their value. And if you don't have your hand within the tech cookie jar, you are probably going to be a little uncomfortable unless you're in some type of true specialty career, like being an attorney, the legal field, the medical field, accounting, engineering, etc. Just simply having a business degree will not have a lot of weight. Just having degrees in other areas that don't provide a specific immediate value to employers is going to be a problem. Not to mention the high cost of obtaining a degree. That's going to be a problem. We announced a couple of weeks ago that we are going to be offering training in these courses from anywhere from 6 months up to a year. There are a couple that we're still looking at. They may extend a little bit beyond a year, but because of how complex they are and the demands and the requirements for the skill set. And that's UI design and coding. Everything else can be obtained in under a year, and you can, in some instances, start working before you actually obtain your certificate because of how the entry into these fields is set up. And we'll talk about all of that when you actually contact us. What I want to kind of do is, first of all, give you some insight into why we are qualified to do this. First of all but UI design and coding, I've personally done and used in the development of my businesses for clients, for myself, and beyond. I'm going to talk you through some of these and tell you about the industry they're in. But the Visionetics Institute is actually a charter of the Crystal Rain Institute and the seminary where I received my doctorate in theology, where I also sit as the dean for the Ministry of Health and Wellness, which is also a nationally accredited school, which is Array of Hope Theological Seminary, an international school of divinity. The beautiful thing is we have done such a good job at creating quality programs that we actually have our complete catalog registered with the University of North Carolina, and people who are online can access our programs through the University of North Carolina. So we're not just some, institute that's just, basically out there. We actually have put a lot of work into developing programs that help people in a number of different areas. And so this is my baby. This is something that I have decided to do. And the reason being is I want to empower people to move into this decade and to enhance their life and their lifestyles by increasing their earning potential. And with that being said, we're going to talk about a few things, and then I'll tell you how you can get started. Copyright. Now, copywriting, as a general rule, isn't going to be a big ticket type thing. But what I can tell you about copywriting is the instrument that I personally used when everything fell apart and I lost everything and I literally found myself at rock bottom having to start over. It was copywriting that got me back in the game and allowed me to build and work. And it's copywriting that I run to when things slow down right now. If it's something where things slow down, I run to copywriting because it's so much need out there. If you don't understand what copywriting is, don't get copywriting confused with a copyright. Copyright, C-O-P-Y-R-I-G-H-T, is about having a right to a particular set of information or or whatever, and you own the right to it, and no one can reuse that right without your permission. Copywriting is writing copy for everything you can possibly imagine. Writing copy for websites. I've written copy for websites in the abouts, in the bios. I've written page content. I've written, still have a contract with First Choice Lighting in the UK to write their product descriptions. A chair company in Sydney, Australia to write their product descriptions. There are platforms that I currently write for their clients like Constant Content, Text Broker, Hire Writers, Writer Access, all of those. Those are platforms that you can literally sign up for, take their grammatical test, their writing test. If you qualify, you get on, and they literally funnel work to you. I love Custom Content because it plays, let me give you an idea of what the average thing looks like. Custom Content is a platform where website owners and digital marketers and everything come to for content if they're not writing, or they can't, they don't have the internal manpower to write the volume that they need for their marketing plans or their marketing strategies. They come to places like Custom Content, which probably is one of the best paying platforms out there. And they put their requests in, or they go to a writer's inventory. That's what I love about this. You can write about the things that you are highly skilled in, highly knowledgeable in, submit them to the editors. The editors will proofread it, check it for clarity, check it for a bunch of other things. Obviously, it cannot be plagiarized. They'll plagiarize, check it, and then if they approve it, they'll put it in your inventory if someone hasn't requested it. So then you can build your inventory, and the inventory has about a 67 to 70% sale rate over the course of 6 months. So 70% of what you write in a 6-month period will sell. If it's accepted, that's the beautiful thing. It's going to go through a process to make sure it's good quality content, right? So that's one way. You put it in there and you wait, and that's actually how I've moved. I've just set up something I want to write. Say I'm writing something for one of my sites. I have like 20 sites. Say I'm writing something for one of my sites. I say, man, this would be a good topic to submit on. So I submit that to them. They put it in my inventory, and eventually somebody buys it. Sometimes somebody will buy it the same day. Sometimes it may take a week or a month, but somebody buys it. You build your pipeline up, and then you may start writing for a month and still have stuff selling. The other way is to get in on requests that are on the board. You have a board that you can go, and there are people who are requesting content. You can sit up and write it and submit it under that request. And if they approve it, you get paid for it. You get paid twice a month. And to give you an idea, if I write a 1,000-word article for Constant Content, it pays, and I can set my price based off of the work I've done. But based off the work I've done, I set my price for a 1,000-word article at around $150, $175, somewhere up in there. And what can happen? Two things can happen. First thing that can happen is they just buy it, which is what most of the time happens with me. Every blue moon, they'll come and say, I really like the article, but I don't want to pay $175 for it. I'll offer you blah, blah, blah. And then you can accept it or you can deny it. And then when they accept it, they automatically pay. It comes into your account. You paid on the 1st and the 15th. And so for a 1,000-word article, I can write that in less than 20 minutes. Now, obviously, the speed at which you write is going to be determined by how well you're able to research the topic you're writing on, how well you're able to interpret and translate and then regurgitate that in writing, and how fast you type. I can type well over 100 words per minute, so it's no problem with me. I can type 1,000 words easily in 20 minutes, and that's with me doing the research, putting it all on paper, getting it ready, and submitting it. And so roughly I can do 2, maybe even 3 of these in an hour if that's what I really want to sit down and do. And I can just pump those in, put them in my thing, and eventually they start selling. These are great for fillers when they're coming in, here comes something, you might get $600 every 2 weeks or something for writing like that, or more if that's all you do. If all you do is write, you can actually make a pretty decent living doing this. There are people that's all they do. And that's just for Constant Content. That's not the big money. That's the consistent money. That's if you sit down and consistently write, you'll consistently get money. Text broker doesn't pay as much, but it has a whole lot more work that is on the board where you actually go and pull something down, write it. If it gets accepted, you get paid. Text broker, hire writers, writer access, all of those are going to test you to go in. We're going to train you to make sure you pass the test, and you go in and you start writing for them. But copywriting is writing for everything. My gigs where I get paid more are like my contracts, like the writing of descriptions for pieces, writing bios, writing papers, doing research papers, all kind of different things that are out there. You're writing copy. And when you train as a copywriter, you can train as a writer. And there's a variances of the type of writers out there. Right now, copywriting is a $47.7 billion industry, and it's still growing. 47.7 billion, and it's still growing. So that's how huge it is. And so you got technical writers, you got highly skilled academic style writers, scholarly writers and academic style writers. You got prose writers who are just very good at communicating by way of writing. Then you got the colloquial writers who write in different vernaculars that are part of different groups. Say, for instance, the millennials talk a certain way. You got different groups, different cultures talk a certain way. All of them have things that they're pushing to their target audience that requires that you write and talk a certain way, and they're hiring, they're out there. I get requests in my Instagram inbox from companies that want to know, do I do this type of writing, or do I do that type of writing? It's out there. What I'm telling you is that's going to be one of the ways to enter. If you have any passion about writing, and you are willing to learn, because you've got to learn, you got to be on point. When you go out there, you want to present yourself as a polished writer in whatever style you're writing in. I've tried to master as many styles as possible. I do have a natural style I write in, which is more along the line of technical and academics and scholarly and blah, 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 blah. But I also have written a bunch of prose articles. I mean, probably over 1,000 in the last 3 or 4 years, just by, writer access, text brokers. And these articles are so easy to write. You pop them out. They may not pay you but $8 or $10 per article, but you can pop them out in 10 minutes. That's going to beat the average, what am I trying to say? That's going to beat the average minimum wage job by far. It's just about getting on it and finding, and it's so much work out there. And I can tell you, I can go to each one of these sites right now, and I guarantee you there's going to be hundreds of jobs out there for every writing level. It's just that much work. That's just one thing. The copywriting is easy, and that's a 6-month course. Google SEO is a $79 billion industry. They're expected to hit 80 billion this year. Everything that has to do with online has something to do with Google SEO and analytics. What SEO is search engine optimization. It's something that if you're going to operate your own site, you're going to have some type of presence online. You have to have your content optimized for search engine, with search engine ranking. So basically the content, keywords, long tail keywords, short tail keywords, keyword placement, keyword density. Keyword density doesn't have the weight that it once had, because people were just keyword stuffing content and throwing it out there. Now, the quality of the content, the readability of the content, the flow of the content, the size of the paragraphs, all of that stuff is going to be a part of SEO. And you need to understand that, and understand that it is a $80 billion industry. It's something that you can get into, that you don't need a degree on, if you can establish the proof that you can deliver. And it's out there. All of the information is out there. We're going to give it to you. We're going to give you the crash course on it. We're going to get you started, and you can literally search yourself out there. We're going to help you with placement and all of that. We're going to talk about how you want to enter the industry and everything. Public speaking is another multi-billion-dollar a year industry, where newbies, people who just know something about something and can speak, can earn anywhere from $500 to $2,500 per event. Those who have a brand established where you've got something where you're doing business, but you want to talk about it and speak about it to other people who may want to get into the business or may want to learn about the business or may want to buy from the business. You speak, that's anywhere from 5 to 10,000. If you're an author and you're an expert at a level that you've written a few books about what you do or what you're passionate about, now you're talking $10,000 to $20,000 per event and higher. You're talking about people like one of my favorite public speakers, Eric Thomas. Last I checked, Eric was anywhere from 40,000 to 100,000, depending on where he's speaking at. Les Brown makes anywhere about 125, 150,000. Tony Robbins makes anywhere up to 250 to $500,000 per event. He throws 30 to 50 hour events on weekends. And everywhere in between, you know, Mel Robbins, Lisa Nichols, they're out there killing the game. Now, obviously, they're the elite and at the top. But if you've got something where you resonate with people, you got to understand somebody like Eric Thomas, started in his garage with a camera phone and started doing Thank God It's Mondays. And then it popped off, and now he's got a whole website where he's selling his products. He's traveling around the world. They're booking him in Australia, booking him in the UK, all that stuff started from his garage. I tell people all the time, if you're looking for extra money, if you're looking for something better, if you're tired of your job and you're sitting around there and you can't find anybody to hire you in your industry and you haven't at least got on YouTube and tried to belt something out, you're cheating yourself. YouTube is a powerful platform. It comes with its risk because they control your money. If they pull your channel, trust me, I'm dealing with that now. I lost my biggest money-making channel with YouTube back in November behind some bull, but it happens. But the thing is, you keep building. I've got another one going. It's growing, it's building, it's creating revenue. The beautiful thing about that is having a YouTube channel with subscribers is like having a mail list on steroids where people come to you. You don't have to send them mail out. You just log in, do a live or post a recorded video, and they actually come when they get the alerts to watch it. And so what I actually found is what really has hurt me now is that with my old channel that I had nearly 20,000 subscribers, which is nothing compared to some of the stuff that's happening on YouTube. But I had 20,000 subscribers, over 3 million views, and I was pulling in money. But the money I was making from YouTube were scraps compared to what I was able to present to my subscribers in my other products. You know, my coaching, my books, my courses. All of that stuff was being pushed to my subscribers who were there, who knew what I did, who had gotten comfortable because why? I'm giving them a lot of free content that they can come and actually sink their teeth into and actually apply to different things in their lives. That's the big thing about SEO is relevant content. That's going to come up when I talk about content creation, which is another big industry. We're going to teach all this stuff. So that's public speaking. The next one is content creation. What's the difference between content creation and copywriting? Copywriting is only one form of content. That is the written form of content. Videos, even memes are content. And what you do is, as a content creator, you find out what the brand that you're representing is trying to present in an image, and you come up with creative ways to present content that supports that, but also is relevant to the target audience. Your target audience has always got to be considered. That's so important in content creation. It's also important in UI and UX design. UX and UI design, UX is user experience, UI is your user interface. In other words, UX is about the entire experience that a customer is going to go through dealing with the product, the company, and everything else. The user interface is how easily they're able to get around the site, how intuitive the user interface is. And so that's huge, but all of that comes up when you think about content creation. You want stuff that's going to stick out. Memes are good because they're quick and they're short. People have very, very short attention spans, which makes it horrible for somebody like me who's long-winded and likes to write long-winded. So the way that I beat that is I always attach an image that kind of breaks down what I've written. That's a form of content creation. I gave you the long version if you really want to break it down and learn it and actually go after it. I gave you the short version if you just want to get the concept. and it's there. That's just one form. We're going to talk about the creativity side of content creation. We're going to talk about the technical side of content creation. We're going to talk about how to enter the industry. Then you got coding. Coding is going to be something I'm not going to be teaching. I've done a little of it, but it's definitely not my area of expertise. But it is a $12 billion a year industry, and there's more demand for coders than there are coders. UX and UI design is another multi-billion-dollar industry. Again, something I will not be teaching directly. That's something I will be outsourcing. Now, that's going to require a little more than a year, but there's a big demand for it. Data management is was $10 billion in 2016. It's roughly expected to hit $22 billion by 2023. Data management entails a lot, and that's going to be something that's more than a year because of all the skills that are required. And there are a lot of people out there that's still going to want you to have some level of certification in computer science. And so we're trying to get all that set up. But digital advertising, I'm outsourcing that, not because I don't know it, because I do it every day, but I know someone who is literally a genius at it, and I'm bringing her on board, and I'm excited about that. So I'm going to outsource that to her, and I'll let her determine what the length of the course is going to be on that. But all of these things are going to be allowed. The 6 months courses are only going to be $1,500. And then for those who sign up today, not only are you going to get the course when you sign up, you're going to get 5 sessions with yours truly. Now, these are 5 breakthrough sessions. This is personal sessions about personal development. And just so you understand, those 5 sessions actually cost more than the tuition that you're paying. So you're basically getting the tuition and that for less than what it would cost for those 5 sessions. So you're going to get the tuition plus 5 sessions with yours truly to be scheduled at the time of enrollment or sometime shortly thereafter. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that if you don't prepare for this and you're not prepared for the shift, see, a lot of people got messed around when they deindustrialized the inner city. When they took manufacturing plants out of the inner city, factories out of the inner city, and then they started outsourcing those out or automating the process where there were fewer humans needed, a lot of people were caught up and lost and left and didn't understand what was going on. What I am trying to do is get people ahead of the game. These things, I didn't have any formal training or certification for copywriting. Didn't have any formal training for certification of Google SEO and analytics. I just went out and learned it because I needed to do it. Now, writing, I've been writing all my life, but actually being able to do the copyright, to be able to hear what somebody wants from you and be able to put it on paper and deliver it the way they want it, it was a skill that I learned on my own, and I've taught it to other people. I've even written about it in a short book, but that is one of the easiest ways to make sure you always got something that you can hang your hat on. No, you're not going to get rich doing it unless you create a copywriting company or something. But, you know, where you are literally hiring copywriters. But what I'm trying to get people to see is the old way of doing things in the workforce is slowly changing. It's going to be the people who know their skill set and are able to enter into the marketplace and present themselves. And the beautiful thing is no one company has to hire you so you can work. Like I say, there are platforms out there where you can sit up and go do work. Another platform where no matter what, if you do something and have a skill, you can go do something, you can sign up for Fiverr. If you have a skill, you can sign up for Fiverr. It's people coming to Fiverr for almost anything you can imagine. And yes, it used to be where everything was done for $5. That's not the case now. You can bid on it. You can tell them what it is, but they're coming there. And that's just one of the places you can go with your skill. And you don't have to have a degree. You just have to be able to deliver. If you deliver and you deliver quality product in whichever one of these you do, you're going to find out that there are going to be people who will pay you to do it and pay you handsomely based on how well you do it. But what I am telling you is the job market has already shifted. The old just go in and smooth talk somebody, fill out an application, sell them in a preemptive interview, and they get hype. Everything is digital now. So now you need a copywriter to do your resume. I mean, I'm just talking about that's out there. I've done people's LinkedIn pages. That is copywriting. I've done people's LinkedIn pages and set their LinkedIn pages up where it draws exactly the crowd they want them to draw. That's a combination of SEO and copywriting. All of that's out there, and I'm offering it through this accredited program. Again, for those who sign up today, you get a free 5 sessions. Somebody's probably going to get, I know my digital marketing person going to get on me about this free stuff, but I'm offering 5 free sessions if you sign up today. And like I said, the sessions alone cost more than what a 6-month tuition costs. So that's what I'm offering. If you're serious about it, the information is in the description box. Check it out, sign up, do what you got to do. And once you get past the tuition thing, you'll actually be connected with me directly, and we're going to have the entrance interview. And that's where we're really going to talk. Now, here's the beauty of it all, and then I'm done. The beauty of it all is that every course is a personalized course. This isn't somewhere where you're going to be online in the, on the blackboard or whatever, like online at a university where you're sharing space and the teacher's time in a classroom with a universal curriculum. The curriculum is going to have the same components, but the components are going to be taught in a way that serves your gift, your skill set, and the way you desire to enter and operate in any particular industry. So that's what I love about it, is that your course is your course. Nobody is going to be taking your course the way you're taking it. Now, you can have 10 people taking copywriting, and every last one of them are going to be doing something different each week, because we're going to be focused on what they want to do and how they want to do it. That's the beauty of it. So I'm excited. If you have any questions, hit me up. If you're ready to sign up, follow the instructions in there. Email the information that's requested of you. Go to the site, fill out the information, email it. Let us know which one of these industries you want to get into and sign up for. We'll tell you if it's 6 months. Most of the stuff that we have going on now is going to be 6 months, except UI design, data management, and I'm waiting to hear back from my person on the digital advertising, but everything else is 6 months. So with that being said, I'm out of here. I look forward to hearing from you guys. You have a great day.